Hello everyone and welcome you all to Quick Solutions for All India Cash Test Series Medical 2019. Today I am going to take up the zoology part of the paper, which is test paper number 9, code A and B in zoology. So let's get started with our very first question. Question number 136. Help to stop substances from leaking across a tissue. Choose the option which fills the blank correctly. And the options are gap junctions, adhering junctions, tight junctions and interdigitations. And the correct answer to this question is option number 3, tight junctions. This is a direct answer because tight junctions, they help to stop substances from leaking across a tissue. Let's discuss rest of the options. Very first option given is gap junctions, and this is an incorrect option because gap junctions facilitate cells to communicate with each other for rapid transfer of substances. Next option is adhering junctions, and this is an incorrect option because adhering junctions perform cementing to keep neighboring cells together. The next option is interdigitations, and this is an incorrect option because interdigitations are interfitting finger-like processes to increase the surface area of contact. So the correct answer to this question is option number 3. Let's proceed to the next question. Question number 137. Given table represents epithelium with its location and function. Select the correct match. With respect to epithelium, location and function, the very first match given is simple squamous, paucity of nephron in kidney, reabsorption of water and electrolytes. And as it is an incorrect match, so this cannot be a correct answer to our question, because in paucity of nephron in kidney for reabsorption of water and electrolytes, the tubular part is lined by simple cuboidal epithelium containing microvilli for maximum reabsorption. The next match given is ciliated epithelium, inner lining of esophagus, conduction of food particles. And as it is an incorrect match, so this cannot be a correct answer to our question, because inner lining of esophagus for the conduction of food particles is formed by non-keratinized squamous epithelium. So this is not ciliated. The next match given is simple columnar, inner lining of intestine, responsible for absorption only. And as it is an incorrect match, so this cannot be a correct answer to our question. Because although inner lining of intestine is lined by simple columnar epithelium, but they performs the function of both absorption as well as secretion. The last match given is compound epithelium, epidermis of skin and protection. And as it is a correct match, so this is a correct answer to our question. Because compound epithelium is a multi-layered waterproof epithelium which performs the function of protection and is present in epidermis of skin. So the correct answer to this question is option number 4. Let's proceed to the next question. Question number 138. Based on the given graph, choose the option with correct description. And the graph given is on x-axis there is progressive reaction, on y-axis potential energy, and we have to identify A and B labels. Now for this, let's take a look at the concept of activation energy, and this graph is also given in your NCERT book, where x represents progressive reaction and on y-axis we have potential energy, and this A is represented by what? Activation energy without enzyme, and B is represented by what? Activation energy with enzyme. Here we have our product and here we have our substrate, and this is transition state. And what is activation energy? Activation energy is the minimum amount of energy required to achieve a transition state. So from this graph we can conclude that A is the activation energy without enzyme to reach transition state, and B is the activation energy with enzyme in order to achieve transition state. So in the question, the very first option given is A represents energy level of product without enzyme. And as it is an incorrect option, this cannot be answered to our question. In second option given is B represents energy level of product with enzyme. This is also an incorrect option. Third option is A represents activation energy without enzyme. And as it is a correct statement, so this is a correct answer to our question, because A represents activation energy without enzyme and B activation energy with enzyme. Last option given is B represents activation energy without enzyme, and as it is an incorrect option, this cannot be a correct answer to our question. So the correct answer is option number 3. Let's proceed to the next question. Question number 139. Which of the following compound is considered as a heteropolysaccharide? And the options given are glycogen, chitin, starch, and hyaluronic acid. And the correct answer to this question is option number 4, hyaluronic acid. Hyaluronic acid is a heteropolysaccharide which is composed of D-glucuronic acid and D-N-acetyl glucosamine. Let's discuss rest of the options. The next option is glycogen and starch, and these are the incorrect options because glycogen and starch are homopolymer which are made up of glucose units. And the next option is chitin, and this is an incorrect option. Chitin is a homopolymer of N-acetyl glucosamine. So the correct answer to this question is option number 4. Let's proceed to the next question. Question number 140. In following given options, which one is mismatched? And the very first option given is oxygen, and the match is most abundant element in human body as well as Earth's crust. And as you can see in this table, which is given in your NCERT book also, for a comparison of elements present in non-living and living matter, oxygen is the element which is most abundant element in human body in both Earth crust as well as human body. So as it is a correct match, so this cannot be a correct answer to our question. The next option is retentate, macromolecule containing insoluble fraction. And as it is also a correct match, so this cannot be a correct answer to our question. Because micromolecule containing soluble fraction is present in filtrate or acid soluble pool, whereas macromolecule containing insoluble fraction is present in retentate or acid insoluble pool. The next match given is proteins, and the match is homopolymer, and as it is an incorrect match, so this is a correct answer to our question, because proteins are considered as heteropolymers. Because they are polymers of different types of amino acids. The last match given is carotenoid, and match is secondary metabolites, and as it is a correct match, so this cannot be a correct answer to our question, because pigments such as carotenoids and anthocyanin are secondary metabolites synthesized in plant body as well as in certain animals, which has no metabolic role but participates in certain other functions. So the correct answer is option number 3. Let's proceed to the next question.